Hello, this is Mitchell T. Palmer coming to you from inside the executive room. I'm here in the library at Gentleman Barber. You know my name, damn it. Today, boys, I want to discuss something that I have learned over the last several months, pretty near a year now. And this is a concept called We Live by a Code. Now, before I dive right in, I want to make sure you all understand that this is not my original material, but I would like to share it with you because it has had a profound impact on me over the last, like I say, roughly a year. Not quite a full year yet, but it's darn close. So this is a thing we call We Live by a Code. Okay? So here we go. We're going to move over to my handy little digital drawing pad here, where we're going to discuss the code. And the code is comprised of four major categories. The first of which is real. Okay? Real, raw, relevant results. But we're going to focus today only on number one, which is real. What does this mean when we talk about real? Well, what we mean is to be real. To be real. What does being real mean? Being real deals with facts. Real facts. Actual facts. And what are facts? Facts are simple. Facts are truths. Truth, and the opposite of truth, of course, being lies. So really, be real refers to stop lying. Now, there are many of you out there, and I myself went through this as well. Pardon me. But it's the concept of, well, I don't lie. I mean, I always tell the truth, right? Well, the fact of the matter is you do lie. You're a liar. I'm a liar. We lie. And I'm going to dive into the ways in which we lie. Four of the major types of lies that we can rely on ourselves for. And in order to be real, we have to stop these things. Now, step one, or the first type of lie I want to talk to you about, is a lie of commission. In other words, committing a lie. Actually, actively lying, committing a lie, meaning you say things that aren't true. Just bald-faced lies. I didn't do something. I did do something. I make $1 million a year. Now, there's nothing wrong with saying I make $1 million a year if I do make $1 million a year. But the point to a lie of commission is that we talk about things, we say things that are just flat out not true. No substantiation behind it whatsoever. Let's dive in to the second type of lie I want to illustrate. That is the lie of omission. Talked about committing a lie. Now we're talking about omitting. Are we omitting a lie? Well, omitting a lie would be to tell the truth and omit the lie and leave it out. So that can't be what this means, Mitchell. Well, you're right. It's not what that means. A lie of omission means something like this. Here's an illustration. Honey, I'm sorry I'm home late, but I got a flat tire on my way home from work. That's why I am late getting home for dinner. Now, that isn't in and of itself a problem. On the way home one night, you get a flat tire. You end up getting home later than you usually would, and that's the truth. But let's look deeper into this. What makes this a lie of omission? Pretty straightforward. I'm sure none of you are really shocked to find out that when I got my flat tire, something else occurred that I left out of the story. I got a flat tire outside a bar. I called AAA about my flat tire. And AAA came by and kindly enough changed my tire for me. While I drank beer with my buddies inside the bar. Now, pretty sure you can see how this becomes a problem. Okay? We've left major components out. Now, in the event that a wife in this scenario would be upset to learn that you stopped by a bar and had beers with your buddy inside the bar, and made you late for dinner tonight, and that might make her upset. So, as luck would have it, you got a flat tire tonight, and it just happened to be outside a bar, and you parlayed that into an opportunity to go drink beer with your buddies. But if you told your wife that you had AAA change the tire while you drank beer with your buddies, you can see where this goes. Okay, so that's a lie of omission. We're going to move on to a third type of lie, and this one's pretty straightforward as well. This is called the tall tale. The tall tale tells stories like this one. I caught a fish that was this big. Okay? Tall tale. That's a tall fish. It's a tall tale. Or perhaps like the second one illustrates, listen, when I was in high school, we were state champs. I caught 52 touchdown passes to lead my team to a state championship in high school football. Now, the truth of the matter is, you were on the football team, you rode the bench most of the time, and one of your buddies that was on the team caught about 8 touchdown passes, and you finished about 5th in the state championship out of 5 teams. So that's where you get the tall tale lie, and that one's pretty straightforward. Now, unfortunately, let me switch back here real quick. Unfortunately, we all do this, and we think it's harmless, and, you know, most of our buddies know that we're full of shit. The ones that didn't go to high school with us don't buy the story. And the guy that was out fishing with us last Saturday saw that little bitty, teeny guppy of a fish and knows that you're bullshitting. But we have this tacit conspiracy and understanding amongst men in the world where you don't call somebody out on your bullshit, on their bullshit, because you don't want them to call you out on your bullshit. Let's look at one more type of lie before we bring this video to a close. Here it is. Very simple. Let me rearrange things so that it's in view and ready to go. And now I'm ready. The fourth major type of lie that I want to discuss today is the sparing feelings lie. No, pal, you got great breath. No, you know what? It's okay. You put onions on my burger. I love onions. Onions are great. No problem. No, sweetheart. Your butt does not look big in those jeans. Now, maybe your wife's butt doesn't look big in jeans. My wife's butt doesn't look big. It looks great, right? But maybe you can relate to this. We've all been asked things like these, right? I don't eat onions. I don't like the taste. I don't like the texture. And anymore, my stomach doesn't like how they feel in there. So when people accidentally put onions in or on things that I eat, and I just kind of poo-poo it away like, oh, no, it's not a big deal. I like onions just fine. It's, you know, I don't realize when I'm sparing feelings, and that is a form of lie. Now, when sparing feelings, when you're talking about lies that are told to spare feelings, these little white lies or these lies to avoid making people feel bad, one thing that I've learned over life, but I've had illustrated to me a little bit more clearly over the last several months, is that I am not all powerful. I do not have the kind of power I think I have, and I cannot control somebody else's thoughts, words, feelings, or actions. There's only one person on the face of the planet that can control that for them, and that is me. I can only control my own thoughts, feelings, words, or actions. So this is what makes this one full of a little bit of hubris, even though it's meant to be kind, right? So we're going to move over to one last concept that I wanted to share with you, and it is pretty straightforward. I'm sure you've probably all heard it before. It's this quote right here. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. And that quote, as is illustrated there, written or maybe even something that was openly said by one Mark Twain. So If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. And I have learned over the last little bit that when you tell the truth, it is stored in your memory, in your brain, a certain way. Actual events, actual things that actually happened that are true, your brain recalls them rather quickly and quite automatically because they actually took place. As opposed to the things that your brain has to think back to that come from imagination. So I'm going to return back here real quickly to the digital drawing board, and we're going to just do a quick review before I close out this video with my usual nonsense. First of all, we talked about the code. We said the first step in the code out of real, raw, relevant, and results is the word real. What did it mean to be real, or what did real mean? It meant we should be real. What does being real entail? Well, it entails facts or truth. We discussed that truth is the opposite of lies, and we should stop lying. We also discussed the lies, the different types of lies that I illustrated here. Lies of commission, where you actually say things that were actually completely false. Lies of omission, where you leave little details out, telling mostly the truth, but leaving certain things out because they might be problematic, depending on who you're talking to. The tall tale lies, the state football championship, where you scored all the touchdowns that your team needed that year to drive on to a state championship game, when in fact, I don't know, in some cases, maybe you weren't even on the dang football team. You know, I mean, but this tall tale is a big one. And the final one that we talked about today is the sparing feelings lies. This is to take up your little white lies, your lies to spare people's feelings, make people feel better about themselves. Does her butt look big in those jeans? Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more later when we get to step 3 in this, called relevant. Relevancy is a big deal. Do you have to hurt people's feelings and throw emotional grenades at them? Not necessarily, but that's a story or a topic for another time. Finally, the last thing we did discuss is the fact, or the quote from Mark Twain. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. So that's what I've got for you tonight, gentlemen. We're going to go over being raw, or getting raw, tomorrow. So today is be real. Tomorrow will be get raw. And once again, you know my damn name. It's Mitchell T. Palmer, Gentleman Barber, here in the executive room library at Gentleman Barber. And I am wishing to tell you to have a happy Thanksgiving later this week. Enjoy your families. Stop lying. Stop lying to other people. Stop lying to yourself. There are other forms of lies, of course, other than these 4 that we talked about today. But stop lying. Be real. Be real and live in the facts. Being real about facts, that's the truth. And it requires us to stop lying. So with that, I'll say God bless you, each and every one of you. God bless the United States of America, the greatest nation that ever graced God's green earth. And be good, or don't get caught.